Hi everyone, Chase McWhorter, Managing Director, Infrastructure at IREI. Wanted to take a couple minutes just to review 2020 and provide a preview of 2021. Really, as far as reviewing 2020, I kind of wanted to touch on two perspectives. One, just things that we've done, and then also general themes that we keep hearing from you, the audience. For those of you not as familiar with IREI or our platform. At our core, we're a publishing firm. We do produce events, usually in person, but everything's focused on connecting the investors, consultants, managers, and other service providers with news, data, insights, and connecting them with each other. So looking at 2020, which obviously was a pretty challenging year, some of the key things from a business perspective that we focused on was really looking to do more things, more frequent things, as far as virtual events, but making them smaller and making them a dialogue. I think when we looked at everything, just how the world was evolving with virtual events, we struggled to see for our audience the value in producing a big virtual conference. So we wanted to focus on doing stuff weekly, having it be a smaller group, and having it be a conversation of back and forth. So that's where our I3 virtual roundtables came from that we hosted weekly. And then additionally, as a business, as far as providing kind of information, intelligence for you, we did move forward and hosted our editorial advisory board meeting in early November. And that's obviously setting us up to develop or finish our 2021 editorial calendar based on those discussions over the course of 3 days. We've actually said internally that from a pure kind of content generation, as far as just the academic level of the discussions for our editorial board and with the roundtables, it's been a good year from hearing from you, the participants in the infrastructure investing universe. Another thing we did was we were able to finish a special report working with groups like Cornell's Program and Infrastructure Policy. The U.S. Conference of Mayors helped on some of this. So there's been a lot of coordination with the public official side and trying to create more dialogue on that front. I would say overall, looking to 2021 from what we're wanting to do is really kind of continue what we've already started in 2020. That's, again, more frequent meetings, keeping them smaller, having it be a dialogue, not a monologue. That's kind of how we view the value being generated for you in the year moving forward. We're hoping to do things in the second half in person, but we want to have backup plans, obviously, should the world lock down again. As far as the key takeaways from our discussions with you, from our editorial board, from these roundtables, just as far as different things that you've brought up, I think really it comes down to, I would say, three things. The first one is diversification. Seems really simple, but continued to be hammered home, especially in kind of with reflecting on 2020, how important that is. And not only diversification of kind of assets and sectors, but diversification of vintage, that the LPs themselves are talking about that they want to keep deploying to managers so that they can kind of have different vintages when they're starting their investment cycles. And I also think the other thing that was brought up from the investor side was these are the situations where they want their managers deploying because of the chaos. They want them to take advantage of it. They want them to be smart about it, obviously, but they don't want them to get too into just asset management. They want them to be deploying. Second kind of key thing that comes up a lot is leverage, in a good way, that it was more conservative going into this, but concerns now starting to emerge that how much longer can that continue. The third key takeaway was definitely a more back of mind concern from what we heard was concerns about cybersecurity. So that's something that keeps coming up, not only from the business perspective, but also from kind of the asset level. Just making sure that they're definitely taking care of important end user information, their own information internally, and just being very cautious with their all their data. So I would say those are some of the three things that came up regularly in discussions were, again, diversification, leverage, and cybersecurity concerns. Looking forward to 2021, from that regard, I think all three of those tie together. From what we've heard is just that looking at all of those, there's opportunities, there's risks. I think one of the key things, the general themes, is navigating the real versus perceived risks. Political, headline, climate, just all the different risks that are out there. It's kind of trying to figure out what's most pressing, and thus what needs to be navigated most proactively. There's just a lot of concerns. You can't focus on all of them. And I think it's identifying what's the most pressing, and then what's real versus perceived. So I would say those are some of the key concerns that have come from you, the audience. In closing, I would really just want to say thank you to the entire industry community. 2020, while being a tough year, it's been a very active year. I think we've all said in a lot of these calls it's been busy, but there's just not been a lot of movement. I haven't left this area that much. So I think those are some of the things that that I just want to express is just our gratitude for your support, mainly to the investors for taking the time to share their concerns, their thoughts. Definitely want to thank our publication sponsors who underwrite our work. I mean, without our sponsors, we couldn't do any of this. So it's because of industry leaders like our publication sponsors that are investing in us so that we can do this work, and speaking with the investors and hosting these meetings. It is because of the leadership of our publication sponsors, and I want to definitely express my gratitude there, and just the industry overall. It's very humbling to speak with all of you, for you to share your insights. So I just want to say thank you for that, and definitely looking forward to 2021. Wish everyone a good end of the year. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will see you in 2021.